Hi, I'm Dr. Glenn Hurst. I'm a rural family practice physician from Minden, Iowa, and I'm running for the U.S. Senate because I want to see Iowa thrive. And our communities are not thriving. We've had a 25% population loss in the last 40 years, and that's the time that our current incumbent, Chuck Grassley, has sat in that office. We've had 40 hospitals listed as at high risk for closure. We had 13 nursing homes closed between 2015 and 2019. We have the second worst bridges in the nation, and we have 900 bodies of water that are unsafe for consumption or recreation. That's not the Iowa we want to live in. I live day to day trying to address these problems in Iowa as I try to take care of patients, as I try to participate in my community as a city council member, as a local business owner. I see the struggles that so many of us are having every day, and I think there's got to be a way out of this. And there is. I believe we start with addressing the healthcare crisis in this country. If we provided healthcare to every person in this nation through the Medicare for All Act, we would have a huge opportunity to reverse the losses in our rural communities. And not just rural communities, in our communities of color, in our inner city communities, and in our communities of immigration that are all dealing with this same failure to thrive problem. It would require us to train more providers, physicians, social workers, nurses. It would require us to expand the services of our local hospitals. We currently have hospitals that don't deliver babies anymore. You're not going to grow your community if you can't deliver babies. We've got to get those emergency departments back up to full time. We've got to get those bridges addressed so that you can actually get to those healthcare facilities. And we've got to shore up our small airports in our local communities so that people and patients can transfer in and out of those communities. Look, that benefit extends well beyond just the hospital or the nursing home. A hospital is a place that we could run that high-speed broadband to, but we could peel that broadband off to your local auto mechanic, because my car got a software upgrade, not a tune-up last time I took it in. And if your mechanic can't do the software upgrades, then you're not going to have a mechanic in your community any longer. So the Medicare for All Act really gives us an opportunity to extend services so that we can stem population loss and draw more people in and thus increase more services. It balances very well for the community and for the provider. It also provides great jobs in our communities, and it gives us reason to begin building houses. That means we have to address immigration. So we want to bring people into this nation, and specifically into Iowa, who are going to address the needs to build houses and how we go about getting those people to our communities and filling the needs that our communities desire is something we have to consider. Immigration that would work through our unions, allowing bricklayers, carpenters, steam fitters to come and build those houses, homes, and businesses that they're going to occupy and work in would be an ideal tool to use in rural Iowa. We want to do this through the PRO Act, where we make sure that people have the right to organize so that they are paid fair salaries and they get to work in safe environments. We also want to make sure that we address the existential crisis of our nation, which is the climate crisis. We do this by addressing conservation. Look, I want to grill a steak out on my backyard, but I can't do that when the stench from the confined animal feeding operation that's been spreading manure across our local fields wafts into our community and makes it impossible for anybody to tolerate being outside. We've got to address those organizations. We've got to address the fact that for every 1 pound of soil we create, we send 10 pounds of soil down the river. We've got to use tools like conservation to help protect our environment. And the Clean Water Act is a great place for us to do that. We also use the Farm Act, the Farm Bill, in order to address those problems of helping farmers pay for things like preventing runoff of nitrates into our water systems, and to help keep the air clean and to sequester carbon the natural way through green vegetables and plants. Look, there's a lot of work to do to make Iowa thrive again. But together, you and I can do that if we get to Washington, D.C. and put the types of services and types of programs together that give everybody a chance to define who they are, maintain their freedoms, and grow their communities. I'm Dr. Glenn Hurst. I'm running for the U.S. Senate, and I want to see Iowa thrive.